So I'm going to hand it over to Ken.
Cool. Thanks, Bethany. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see my screen. I'm sharing PowerPoint right now.
Looks great.
Cool. Okay, so welcome and hello from Finland. It's a little bit later in the day here. I'm going to show you our service Empathic Building, which is really kind of looking at employee experience and really in a kind of post-COVID kind of return to workplace kind of mindset as well. Let me show you a few little things. Our kind of main element is that we have this kind of user interface, this really simple digital twin of buildings. This is a monster digital twin we've built lately for a hospital in Norway. And in general, I have a real estate background. I have a kind of a consulting and energy efficiency kind of facilities background. The software comes from actually a pure software development company who've built this really light, really easy to use web app. So I'm going to kind of show the kind of balance between employee experience and having this really nice to use tool, but actually the data it generates at the same time, so that we can manage and understand what's happening and adapt workplaces for some kind of new normal that's coming maybe in the second half of this year. Our overview is that we have these kind of digital twins. We have these nice up-to-date kind of user interfaces. They're really focused on a superb end user experience, on making people's lives easier, but they also kind of really generate and kind of deliver kind of key data for really operational excellence, for managing and understanding and providing insights. And I'll show why we think, employee first or, end user first is the way to go from a smart buildings perspective. And that's actually the background I come from. I kind of a smart building, a data in real estate background. This is one thing we reference a lot. It's a health and well-being and productivity in offices report from 2014, but I think the numbers still really stack up from our point of view. If you have a focus on maintenance or on management in buildings, and you really want to have data and have insights to understand what's happening, there is this reality that a knowledge organization, their kind of costs will be something around 90% kind of staff costs and salaries and 10% for rent and energy. So in a world where the staff costs and the staff are by far the highest cost to an organization, be it 85, be it 90, be it something in that ballpark, we really kind of advocate focusing on employee experience, focusing on making their life easier, our life easier when we're in office buildings, and then I'll kind of show how that can be reused to actually manage as well. I'm going to show a demo right now. I've got one or two more slides. And to put some meat on it as well, I think from our experience, employee experience is about kind of saving us time, finding the colleague we're looking for, finding a desk in a shared desk environment, finding a phone booth to have a call or a small meeting room to have, and that can't be booked to just have a quick conversation with someone, or seeing which bookable spaces are free or not. For us over here, it's even seeing the kind of lunch restaurant that we have downstairs in our office building, seeing the restaurant queue lengths and actually understanding, when we'll pop down to grab some lunch downstairs. In the Nordics, that's a kind of pretty typical way of doing it. And then there are things around choice, be it the kind of services in the building, or, if a floor plan has these whole different types of spaces, quiet zones or collaboration zones, or a phone booth or a little egg chair that you can sit in, or whatever it is, concentration spaces, then it's really easy for us to kind of show them, to display them, to show which are free, and really not just providing choice, but really indicating it. And then other things around tech in buildings as well. From our perspective, they should be really super easy to use, really intuitive, and then at the same time, really focusing on helping you to be healthier, helping you to be safer, helping you to live a kind of more sustainable lifestyle, something around those things. And kind of show you a demo. So this is our empathic building software. I'm going to move the Zoom screen a little bit so I can jump around. And in general, we're kind of focusing on spaces, on desks, on meeting rooms, on kind of solving everyday problems in office buildings. So it's a really light 2D, 3D digital twin. So it's built from a 2D model. We don't use building information models or Revit or anything like that. This is a really, really light web app. It can be put on a touch screen. It can be put on a phone with a link. You don't have to download any apps. It can be, I'm using it right now on a laptop. So it's this really light digital twin or interactive floor plan. And when it's really light, the focus really is on what information we can embed in it and how we can help people in workplaces. So with this perspective, then, I'm going to show some of the kind of main use cases or the main elements. And in general, you just zoom in and zoom out. You check in or you have your profile. I'll show how that works in a moment. And then the different functionalities, there's just tabs here in the bottom to show whether you want the rooms or the desks, or you want to see temperature, or you want to see CO2. And then you can report, let's say I'll show in a moment, tickets, or kind of give happy or not style feedback as well. So the whole element is that it's been built by actually a software development company from Finland, who we've bought it from, who built it for their head office, who really wanted this really nice interactive tool. I was an innovation director in a consultancy company for my last role. I was 12 years there. And from the kind of construction and real estate tools that I've seen, they're often really heavy. They often have way too much information in it. And the elements we're looking at here is, let's have a digital twin or interactive floor plan that works today in 2021. Let's not be promising some kind of digital twin in the future. And then let's use this tool today to solve kind of today's problems. So the kind of things then we have are, let's say, starting off around desks or meeting rooms. So we have a couple of different styles of desks. Either you can have an assigned desk full time. You can have a flexible desk scenario where there's a sensor under the desk, and the digital twin indicates whether the desk is free, whether someone's sitting at it now, or whether someone has been sitting at it and it's reserved for them in a time. Or other than assigned desks and checking in with a sensor, you can book a desk as well. I'll show these three now. And booking has become really interesting from a desk perspective because of COVID, because now people are kind of getting a little bit afraid. What happens if many people come to the office on the same day and the desks are oversubscribed? Booking a desk maybe before you leave that morning isn't the most space efficient way to do it, but is a really good way to kind of say, you know, don't come to the office today unless you're guaranteed a seat. It's a bit like booking a booking a seat on an airplane or something like that. So the assigned desks, then we have where we search for someone, or we can see who's at a desk. I can click an assigned desk here, and I can see who's the person whose details it is, or I can search for it's Daria sitting at that desk, and the desk flashes. And if I'm located on the floor plan, if I put myself here, I can navigate with indoor navigation to that space. If I come out of the assigned desks and if I look at our floor, it's a little bit late in the evening here. None of the desks here have been reserved. If I just check one of my other customers, so one of my other customers here in this other building, you can see actually there's someone still sitting at a desk here. And there's a desk here that has been reserved. So you can see at the bottom here with the desk kind of icons, we say blue is a free desk, a gray desk is offline, we have none here. A purple desk, there's no one sitting at it right now, but it's reserved, and a red desk is in use. And these are a scenario where there's a sensor on every desk, and people can really clearly see if the desks aren't assigned, which desk is free for them. You can also see in this scenario as well that there is a kind of zone map here where gray on the floor plan is chilling out. Blue are kind of collaboration zones where it's okay to chat and be noisy. It's okay to use your phone. And over here in the left-hand corner in this space, there's a concentration zone where they have 8 desks to concentrate. So that's kind of really the main elements of assigned desks, and then just sitting at a free desk and it being reserved for you with a sensor. The other example then that we have is then being able to book a desk. So here we go into the on the side, we go into the booking scenario, and then I can select a desk, or I can select a number of these desks and I can reserve it. I can change the time frame. I can book for tomorrow. I can book it for for 8 a.m. tomorrow morning if I want, and then we kind of go that way, and the space is reserved. In the same way, we do that with rooms as well. Where it's, and up here in a moment, my kind of bookings turn up. We do the same thing with rooms, where for different kind of spaces, I can click on the map. If I want to book Daika, I can reserve it in exactly the same way. And other than booking as well, we also use empathic building to, for example, like I use for people's desks, I can search for the room Luma, which I can see here, or rooms on different floors, and I can navigate to it or something like that. Oh, it's just dropped. Sorry, this is a demo area. It's now brought me to a totally different floor. Hold on a second. Sorry. And it takes me with navigation to that space. We can also search for any other element like toilets or any other element that's there, elevators or anything. We also kind of use empathic building for just kind of communicating. So here you can see we have the lunch menu in our building and all the kind of restaurants nearby. Today's lunch menu, the prices, what there is with distances and these kind of things. It's kind of a visual intranet from that perspective. We also have kind of information with regards to this is the service, where a YouTube video plays when I open that. And then we use it as well to kind of show the status of people. So if people are working from home, or if people are, we generally kind of just float around in space when we're working from home. Or we also have Bluetooth tags in our employees. Everyone's gone home at the moment, but I can show a video. And a real important element is kind of knowing the kind of status of people. So, for example, I have a colleague here, Paolo, who's actually working at the moment and is kind of probably working late, and is having coffee or actually willing to kind of chat to someone because he's working on a project. And he's in this kind of virtual coffee machine, kind of virtual social space. These other guys are working from home, and none of the people in the office are here right now. It's 15 minutes past 7 p.m. at night in Finland. And it's really important to kind of see what people's status are and to kind of see, okay, someone's in the coffee area, someone's in a meeting room, or someone's in the kind of open office space, and I can go and talk to them. This virtual collaboration space we've built here, the idea is that if you want to have a coffee with someone when they're working remotely, that you put your avatar in this space, and then in this space is a kind of consistent Teams link. So Paolo's in here, maybe doing some work, and maybe in this virtual space. I put myself in here, and I can join him. And if I click this space here, it actually takes me into a Teams meeting, which I am not going to join right now. So the idea there is that you can, at any stage, you can kind of have a space where your avatar in this space indicates, hey, I'm having a coffee, or I'm doing light work with just emails. If anyone wants to say hello, please do. And people can join the space and they can see the kind of mode I'm working in. And in the same way of talking about working modes when either working remotely or working with different sites, is that in the avatar, we have kind of information. With my information, we have maybe what days of the week I'm working in the office, or information such as this. And now we're starting to embed in here things like the Teams chat, and something called Microsoft Shifts, which allows me to plan my kind of next 10 days or next 3 weeks to say what days I'm in the office, what days I'm at home. And even what we've started to do is kind of split our day in halves and say, okay, I'm normally working in a kind of normal setting of meetings and admin, but this half a day I'm going to be in a social setting. So I'm going to do light work. Come interrupt me, come ask me questions if you want. And then actually in other parts of the week, I'm concentrating, I'm in heads down mode, leave me alone. So we kind of use Microsoft Teams. We have a Google integration coming as well, but Microsoft Teams kind of embedded in this for us to kind of display what kind of working styles we're in. And these tend to be kind of really important for our customers. So we're saving people with time for, what desks are free, booking spaces, seeing if the meeting rooms are free, seeing what kind of style of working our colleagues are in. And I can show before I leave a quick video of what it looks like when the colleagues are wearing Bluetooth tags, and you can see them walking around the office. And it might be that you kind of see colleagues having lunch and sitting in a coffee area or something like that, and you're at your desk, or you walk by the touch screen where this is being displayed, and you say, okay, my boss Tommy is in the coffee area, I'll go and say hello. And these are these kind of key elements of just having a central place to interact and see what's happening, a central place for booking, kind of one-touch booking, and not going through Outlook. Everything is embedded inside Outlook, but it's just an alternative way to book things. And then from a kind of efficiency and operational efficiency point of view, we have really good data that comes out of the sensors and comes out of the booking, and comes out of the Outlook integration for the meeting rooms, that then really tells us, okay, what spaces are being used and what spaces aren't being used. So we're able to kind of go into this drop down and kind of get room or desk utilization reports. We can change the floor. We can change the kind of dates, anything like that. We can change the kind of office hours that we're interested in, or any of these kind of things. We can change the time frame that's relevant to us. And then, hold on, Zoom just did something to me there. And then we can scroll down and generate a report. Why isn't Firefox enabling me to generate a report right now? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. And then when the report opens up, it then kind of shows us some really basic information as an overview, but that you can drill down into all the different assets separately. And that can be done for desk or room utilization, or we can see the heat maps from people wearing Bluetooth tags around the floor, or we can see it on different environmental data like CO2. And what we really find from the balance between what we call employee experience and the balance between operational excellence is that, you know, by having an employee experience focus, it means that we really get to solve these problems. We really get companies such as the kind of HR, human resources people, or the change management people, or well-being people, or cultural people, kind of really buying into the projects, adding to the budget for these projects. And then the real estate teams can actually kind of really benefit from utilizing investment from their budgets and actually get really good data that actually they wouldn't be able to afford normally if it was just a space efficiency project or indoor conditions project where we're looking at air quality, and it was just for the back end, and it was just for management reporting. As well, in empathic building, as well, as I said, we can have kind of temperature sensors, or with kind of interactive ability to kind of see what the temperature has been during the day. We can see humidity or CO2 or illuminance or air pressure. And as well as that, this service is also, because it's in the hands of the end user, it's also used to kind of raise service tickets. So I can generate a ticket by clicking create ticket. I can put it in this space here. I can say, you know, broken light bulb, something like that, and I can send it. And I have to select the category. I can put it down as facility services, not IT hardware, and I can submit that ticket. Someone else can actually come along as well and actually vote for tickets. I think I've already voted for this one, but you can say, hey, this space is important to me, and I vote that the service ticket makes sense to me too. The same can be done for kind of giving feedback. Feedback has been given here. What does this feedback say? Sorry, it's in Finnish. It says, this space is my favorite in the whole building. Where over here, someone else has said, this room gets too warm in the late afternoon. So kind of giving feedback. Things can be done like, hey, I really like the fruit basket. Thanks for that. But what's really important for us from the balance of employee experience and the kind of operational excellence side is that we really have a light digital twin that's really easy to update if we're changing desks or knocking down walls or merging meeting rooms. It's very, very easy and very inexpensive to update this digital twin. It's really inexpensive to make in the first place. And then what we have now is that different stakeholders start to use the digital twin for their different use cases. So just this year with COVID, we now have kind of cleaning companies really, really interested and really using the cleaning layer on on top of this. So it's a situation where they see what desks were used today, they see what meeting rooms were used today, they see the kind of intensity of the use. They can have, for example, a counter. There's a counter, for example, in the toilets. Since it's been cleaned, only one person has been in here, so it's been cleaned at the end of the work office today. And they're using this to really understand, okay, hand towels or soaps or toilet roll, what needs to be emptied and these kind of things. So by having the starting point of this really easy to use tool, by having the starting point of an up-to-date floor plan across all of the portfolio of buildings, it then allows not only the employee experience to be kind of improved, not only the kind of data around which spaces are used for space efficiency or energy efficiency focus, or by having a focus on, let's say, indoor air quality, it also allows the user interface to be used for those different stakeholders. It might be the security alerts being plotted. It might be having things like showing the smart cleaning layer. It might just be service tickets for those different users. And then a really important thing as well is that this is a really light service to get started with. So really, it's a piece of software that is a digital twin. And after that, it's some battery-powered sensors with the desk sensors. It's some battery-powered IoT sensors with the indoor air quality and the temperature and these kind of things that are supported by some gateways. So it's the kind of thing that is really easy to retrofit. It could really be retrofitted over a course of a weekend. There's no need to pull down ceilings or do any of those kind of other things. And I think one thing that's kind of really interesting from us is that it really is just that what content do we fill the digital twin with? So I'll show another kind of customer case here that one customer has kind of put a whole load of kind of different tags and different ideas on the digital twin. And this is one of my favorite kind of simple examples that is a kind of new one where this customer has put kind of 360 videos. So because it's a really simple, light tool, you just embed it with links. We have a kind of 360 video icon here. They've made a video, and then if you're booking a meeting or you're going for lunch in the restaurant, before you get there, you can kind of see what the space looks like. And it is because it's such a light service that is kind of data agnostic and can just be filled or integrated with anything that really enables us to kind of do many, many things with it. Kind of show all these other little information points, or show what rooms have kind of hearing aids and all of these kind of things. So that's the kind of main elements from us. I'm going to jump in to just show one little quick video from a collaboration point of view. So a lot of our customers are telling us at the moment that collaboration is a really key element for business success. This is from a Swedish company that we've spoken to recently that says these days of productivity, it's about collaboration. So it's about seeing where your colleagues are and being able to bump into them and attracting people back to the workplace so we can have these conversations in lunch restaurants and coffee machines and in corridors and car parks. And then our Bluetooth tags then, there's a little video I made today. It's kind of hard to see, there's so few people at the office, but any of these people that you'll start to see move in a moment that have a kind of blue circle around them, they have a kind of Bluetooth tag. And normally we have a large portion of the workplace wearing a Bluetooth tag, kind of sharing their location. Their managers who want to, team leaders who want to support their team, or their administrative staff who are kind of serving the whole organization. And quite often they're wearing tags so people can see where they are, what kind of mood they're in. If they're in a meeting room or a concentration zone, leave them alone. If they're in a coffee zone or a kind of a social space, it's easy to go and say hello to them. And these are kind of key elements that kind of our customers are really getting on board our solution for. And the last one or two things to show then, there really is a feeling that face-to-face collaboration in these kind of spaces are really important, and that they're the kind of things that you can schedule. And kind of really communicating some of these working modes and kind of showing these things is a key kind of element for this new normal workspace. That's the overview from me. I didn't run over time, I think. Feel free to get in touch, and I hope there's a link to our landing page in the chat. And I hope that gives you a feeling of the kind of tool that we're building over here in Finland.
Ken, do you have time for one question? Because we've got some great questions that have came in through the chat.
Yeah, please.
The question that's come in twice is about security, and you kind of mentioned data agnostic. Will you just kind of talk a little bit about the security around the system?
Yeah, so I think the key thing is around privacy and really people's safety. So there's essentially the simplest thing is here, everything is opt-in. So if you book a space and you show your location, you allow the system to say, Ken has booked this space, I'm sitting at this desk tomorrow, Wednesday, then that is a opt-in element on my profile. It automatically has an opt-out when you log in, when you set up the system, and then either with the Bluetooth tags, or if it's your assigned desk, or if, okay, not an assigned desk, but if you book a space or the Bluetooth tags and you show people in real time your location, then that's completely opt-in. And that's the way it works over here with the kind of really tight regulations in the EU, in the European Union with GDPR. And then other than that, any historical data collection. So if I'm in the office building next Saturday and people say, okay, someone was in this desk on Saturday, it's really abstracted. Either they can just tell someone in my team was sitting at that desk, or if my team has too few people, then they say someone in our department. And if your department has too few people, then it just says someone who works in this company was sitting at that desk. So really strict rules. The main thing is it's always opt-in. The person, it's opt-out setup and they opt in. And then the historical data collection is at a really highly abstract level.
Thanks. That was really great. No, that answered it really well. I chatted the landing page, folks, if you wanted to get some more information, or you've got Ken information right there. So thank you so much, Ken, for coming into us this evening. We appreciate you. And we'll get next going with our Buxton presenter.
Super. Thanks, folks.